Hello and welcome to the channel. Welcome to the first episode. This is going to be a series that goes into the process of building a business from the ground up. It's going to track the entire entrepreneurial journey from beginning to end. I'm really just getting started on this thing. It's going to step you through the hurdles and the obstacles and the conflicts and the successes, everything. And I'm going to do so with complete transparency. My plan is going to be to drop one of these at least once a week, if not two. And we're going to see what it turns into. Not going to be super highly edited, crazy production. I really don't have time for that. I'm just going to talk and offer raw, unfiltered, live, open content and try not to ramble and say too many times. The bottom line is for me, for this first episode, is my real only goal is going to be to hit publish on a video of me talking honestly about what it is that I'm doing, not deliver my magnum opus. So don't kill me if this first episode sucks or if it goes a bit too long. This right here, the first one anyway, is really about me getting my my real voice on camera for the first time. So, I might go a little bit long, but this whole thing is going to be about me trying to be a beast of a builder at my advanced, ripe old age, starting what most people might be too scared to even try, and talking honestly about the doubt while moving forward anyway. So the bottom line is that I'm going to let you watch like a voyeur. I'm going to let you watch me build this in real time. Okay, so why am I doing this? I'm doing this to help and inspire people because I really feel that this is something that can truly help and inspire. I also hope that it's something that can help, that can lead to building tribe and momentum. So please leave a comment and hit that like button. Regardless of all of that, I'm also doing it for posterity. I'm doing it for my kids and my grandkids and to keep myself accountable on all of the progress that I'm making and that I hope to make. I have also been very deeply involved recently in the manifesting and metaphysical space. So I got the thought to plot this journey as something that could be really awesome and could help a lot of people live from their dreams, as corny as that may sound. Okay, so what am I building? I am building quite possibly the worst thing that anyone could tell you to start if you are a would-be entrepreneur. I got the bright idea to start what is by definition a restaurant. Now, it's not exactly a traditional restaurant. I'm going to get into more of what exactly it is that I'm building later. But if you have no experience, no substantial funds, and you want to start something on the magnitude, on the level that I'm proposing, you're going to have a steep hill to climb. So to recap, no experience. I just have a military background. For most of my career, I've been in the Navy with an engineering and project management experience. No funds. I got limited funds. I won't say no funds. I got limited funds to spend on this. No team. It's really just me right now, and undertaking an extremely risky and costly business idea. Traditional restaurants have, razor thin profit margins, high rates of failure, and also high upfront and operational costs. More of what I'm building exactly in the next video, but I just really wanted to break down the challenges of where I am at this stage. Now, where am I exactly on the journey? This is really something that started a long time ago as an idea back in like 2012. It really crystallized after a visit to a grocery store in Naples, Florida, where I said, man, this place is super cool. I started to write a business plan back in August of 2024 after my daughter took me to this place. But it turns out that nobody reads business plans. They're pretty useless. So fast forward to May of this year, and I start to work on a pitch deck. This pitch deck I started in Korea while I was visiting my son. I was on a visit there for 2 weeks. He was working, he was busy, couldn't really spend a lot of time with me, so I just sat there and worked on the pitch deck for the majority of my visit. During this time, I incorporate Delaware C Corp. I get a logo. I file for a trademark. I get the pitch deck copyright protected. Well, I actually do that after I get stateside. But I also start working on a website for investors. Anyway, I finish the pitch deck and I send it off to about 15 or 20 VCs just on cold outreach. Most of them don't even reply. That's not too not too out there. Um, Not out of this world that they don't reply. But on the 16th of July, I get I get a reply from Harlem Capital. Shout out to Harlem Capital. God bless you. They say they say no, obviously, but if you're looking for additional firms to reach out to, OpenVC has created this database, link in the description below, that allows you to search VC firms by investment thesis, which may be helpful as you continue your fundraising journey. So for me, this is fucking huge. I go on, I'm actually thrilled and excited, right? I get on OpenVC and I find that it's an awesome resource for the entrepreneur. I even get their platinum package, which I think is well worth it. OpenVC has a couple of very cool features. The first is their AI tool that grades your pitch deck. So for me, this is like invaluable because the first time I used it, I scored a 1.5 out of 5. So I learned really quickly that my pitch deck was shit. It was too text heavy. It lacked pop and pizzazz. I felt embarrassed that I had even sent it out when I sent it out to the 15 people, 15 or 20 or so VCs. It was missing. It was even missing some details that I was completely oblivious to. So anyway, after a lot of iterations, I got a score of 4.5 out of 5 on the pitch deck. And at that time, I just called it done. I said, fuck it, we're going to roll with this. With that, I restarted the outreach, but I also learned right around that time that I was not fundable. Not by Open VC's standards anyway, I wasn't fundable. The companies that are in their database are really looking for like fintech, SaaS, which is software as a service, pharma type ideas that are on the technical side and don't require a lot of capital to kickstart and to sustain, but can generate a strong, healthy 7 to 10x return for the investor. So this wasn't it, and I quickly recognized that. But now I really started to send out the revised pitch deck, my 4.5 out of 5 pitch deck, with a much clearer understanding of the target investor of who I really needed to be sending it to, right? Angels that are niche, micro firms, family offices, and other creatives, not only according to their niche investment thesis, what it is, what companies they're looking to invest in or have invested in, but also according to their geography. So because I didn't really have any other starting point but to send out cold, that's what I did. Once again, I started to send out cold. This time, a much better pitch deck, a much better product. But I started to send out targeted cold emails and DMs with the knowledge that I had in mind. So it really wasn't a spray and pray, as they say. It was more of a targeted event. Lo and behold, I get my first pitch. I land on someone. Praise Jesus. This is a micro firm out of Atlanta. To protect the innocent, I'm not going to name who I pitched to, but I was very happy with the pitch. Lots to learn about pitching, and I can talk about that later. But frankly, I get a bunch of great feedback from the pitch, including that my numbers on 2 of my financial slides did not match up. Fucking super embarrassing. But great feedback. If it had been just that, right, him just making that observation, it would have been worth the 45 minutes to an hour. But it was, in fact, a lot more than that. The biggest thing, really, that I'm able to get from having made the pitch is his perspective. He gives me great perspective. He has a background about real estate developing and real estate programming. And he gives me the idea that this is actually something that is very applicable in real estate programming, and that I can approach real estate developers with the idea. So he also tells me, and this is something that I will never forget. He tells me that I need to get to know my neighbors. And he not only tells me that, but he gives me the name of people that he knows here in my local area, specifically at a place called Four Roots. I write to the people at Four Roots, which is a nonprofit that's run out of a family office. And that leads to my second pitch, this time having come from a warm intro, right? Much better, much better than a cold intro, just sending out emails cold. So around this time, I also get a reply back from a guy that I sent out cold, Jabari Graham of ABL fame. ABL is Art, Beats, and Lyrics. And link in the description below of the YouTube documentary of these guys. They're an inspiration to me. I love music. I love art. Music and art are a part of what it is that I'm building, that I'm putting out there. So I thought it was a natural reach to Jabari, to ABL. And thankfully, I heard back from Jabari. And I haven't confirmed the reason why he reached back out to me, but I suspect that it's because I dropped Justin's name on a follow-up email that I sent to Jabari. I said, hey, by the way, I pitched to this guy. He says that he knows you guys. And I don't know if it was because I reached out to Jabari several times. So anyway, I think that there's a ton of synergy that he and I can explore, and I'm looking forward to talking to Jabari here next week. There's a lot more information for me to drop. Obviously, I mean, there's tons of information for me to drop. But I want to stay focused on these videos, so I don't want to go extra long really on the first one. But stay with me. I'm going to be updating these every week, maybe even twice. I hope to do it twice. As I continue my pitches, I am now going to be going after grants. I'm really focused on building tribe, momentum, energy. And really the focus for me now at this stage is to go after an MVP, what they call a minimal viable product. And for a concept like this one, that's called a pop-up. So the next video that I'm going to get into is going to talk about what it is that I'm building. I have the idea to just do the pitch online, live to the viewers, and that'll give me an idea to practice, get my thoughts out there, and build synergy, energy, momentum. So anyway, we're on our way. I say we, but it's really just me. So stick with me throughout this journey. Let's go. Again, comments, subscription, do all of that. And thank you, and stay with me.